What's up, guys? You're back with Drew Does Trucks. One of the things I don't like about this house is the lack of actual space to pull a vehicle into, especially a truck, and work on it. So this house came with 3 storage buildings. 1, 2, 3. These 2 are kind of conjoined, but this first one here, this was like a probably a garage, maybe for like a Model T or something, and it was renovated in the 90s, had double doors put on. It probably originally had like a sliding door based on the hardware I found, and they were using it as like a kitchen for a catering place. Really doesn't do me any good. I can't pull anything through that opening, and it would require some major surgery to actually get a vehicle into. I heard the previous owners did swap an engine in a Toyota MR2, but most of my projects, as you guys know, are a little bigger than that. So you can see they did scab in. Looks like they lowered this opening. You can see where it probably used to be a little higher to put these double doors in. And then the inside was drywalled. It was also plumbed out for a half bath. So, you know, this building is really neither long enough nor really quite wide enough to actually work on a vehicle in. This door on the outside here is completely blocked off on the inside and drywalled over. There was a beehive inside this wall when we bought the place, and then as you can see with the spray foam, this is all just real soft and rotting. When we bought the home 5 years ago, there were a lot of organic debris piled up at the base of the building. Just had not had any maintenance at all. So I'm taking you inside the garage. I want to show you. So this right here is a spot I've been chasing. You can see I put some spray foam in because there are water pipes here that were freezing, but as you can see, like, this is daylight right here. And this is all drywall, but you look under it and it's rotten. See how this doesn't even touch the toe plate down here. And it's the same for a substantial portion of this wall in this back corner. And then I was like, okay, well, that could be fixed, you know, and that could be fixed probably. So then I moved my toolboxes when I was cleaning, and I realized this entire back wall, this drywall is cracked because this wall is bowing. And you can see that toe plate is angled in diagonally. Let me move this box. Out a little bit. So this entire wall is actually bowed. It's bowing in, and that's really saying something because the pitch of this roof means this doesn't really experience much snow load. Anytime we get a heavy snow, it's more or less gonna come right off of this. But this this side wall is starting to collapse. So we've had a couple wild cards thrown our way this past few months. We're not sure if we're going to stay at this house or not. It really makes me reluctant as to whether or not I want to build out some kind of shop here or wait. At any rate, though, I don't think these buildings are adding anything to the value of the property. I do think whatever we invest in, like a small garage, we probably get back and resale if we do sell. So I'm looking into that. But the first thing I have to do, these sheds back here, I don't know when they were built. The previous owners called this the donkey shed, and then this back building here was obviously a chicken coop. Now the chicken coop is in pretty solid shape, but this building right here, the donkey shed, has really been thoroughly attacked by carpenter bees, and this is actually bowing. And then the other thing it's been affected by is termite damage and rot. As you can see, there's really nothing here. Those are stink bugs just hanging out. But probably most of that's been facilitated. You can see what these boards look like. They're hardly even boards anymore. I think most of that's been facilitated by the fact that this was an old roof. It's no longer really joined together. You can see we have multiple nail holes where the nails will pull out of this rotten dried wood. And if we look this way, we see a whole lot of daylight, because if you sit here when it's raining, the water actually drips through all these holes and gaps. And then this side here, they built this little, I guess it's poured cement, but it looks like it's probably pretty porous. I don't think it's going to be very hard to demolish. You can see it's already got several big cracks in it. But this was their little toe plate, which is almost completely gone. It's like rotted out and out from underneath the wall. These posts that this was built on, they're rotted out where they met the toe plate. They have pretty significant insect damage throughout them. Someone scabbed in like cardboard here. I'm not really sure like what their intention was with a lot of this stuff. Again, I wasn't here, so I have a feeling this is kind of built with what they had laying around from the looks of things. But either way, this building is no longer structurally sound. The entire building looks like it shifted this direction. These toe plates no longer do anything. These are rotted out where they meet our toe plate. And really, this thing is one snowstorm away from the roof shifting that way. Because it's a shed style roof, all your weight of your roof is on these posts. And once they slip off that wall, this thing's going to collapse and everything in it will be crushed. So whether we keep the house or not, the solution to that is going to be to tear this down. And that's not a decision I made lightly. Some of these could be fixed, but when we just look, I don't think this was a particularly well-designed shed to start with. We just look at the extent of the rot. You really have to replace these one by one, these posts one by one with the 4x4. Go one at a time all the way around the building, since they are rotted out almost all the way across. And we would have to jack it up enough to do a new toe plate. And then when you look at the condition of the roof, it would need an entirely new roof. Almost all the little cross members in this are no good anymore. So if I can save the tin, I've got a couple other projects coming up. I want to put a roof on the kids' playhouse and do a 3-sided equipment shed for my tractor. So I'm going to try and be gentle, but if I can save the tin, I'll save it. If not, it'll get scrapped. And then the rest of this is all going to get torn down. So I need to get a pry bar in here and pull these out. These are some tool hangers that I nailed in that honestly are probably doing more for the structure of the building, tying together this rear wall, than almost anything that was originally here at this point. I need to get the tractor in here and drag this 460 big block I've been storing in here out of here. And then I have to untangle these extension cords. That was how the previous owner had ran power out here. Of course, that's not safe, but the only thing we run out here are the LED lights. They don't draw any current, so just kind of left them. There's a battery maintainer, draws less than 2 amps. So anyway, I'm gonna get to work on this. We've got everything cleaned out, and now we just need to start tearing it down. Well, you see how easy that was to take down. Definitely not a very strong building. I'm glad that I was able to get it down before the real snow started this year. I'm always worried about that. I did notice when this was coming down, there are holes in this roof that are the size of my fist. Looks like some have been really poorly patched. So I doubt I'm going to be able to salvage too much of this tin, which is kind of a shame. Price of steel is up, so buying new stuff is expensive. Here. Whoa. Here, let me show you what I'm talking about. See these holes? Like, you couldn't see those from underneath. They may have been where these the boards were running or something. I'm not sure. But they're just huge holes, and they go the whole length of it. And there's a couple I saw that are even bigger than that. There might be a couple sheets I could salvage, but I need enough to match. So here's another one. See, not only is this a hole, but everything around it is just rusted. So I did forget to grab the some spare fence panels and stuff that were on the roof. It's no big deal, just make it fall faster. So all right, I'm gonna go ahead and I may try and salvage some of this siding stuff and see if anybody wants it for craft projects and stuff. Sometimes you can make a couple bucks that way. And some of these 2x4s and stuff I'm going to use, this is all like really old circle sawn stuff. I'd be ashamed to throw it away. So the stuff that's not rotten I may reuse for other projects. Unfortunately, most of it is rotten, really rotten. So some of it's the rotten stuff's going to get burned up probably, or taken to the dump. Anyway, I guess that's it for this step of the project. Once I get this cleaned up, I'm going to come back with my new tooth bucket that I made, which I can link to here if you want to see my little video presentation on digging with a tooth bucket versus a smooth bucket. Like the extension cord was a casualty of war, maybe. Oh no, it's okay. Anyway, we'll bring the tooth bucket back. We'll see how easy it's going to be to tear this up. Okay. All right. Or we'll use Crocs to demolish it. I think that the tractor will chew through this just fine. If you look at the way this cement was poured, wow, that's moving just from me hitting it. So I don't think I'll have any problem tearing that apart, but we'll find out next. Right, Charlie? Right, bud? Yeah. What's up, guys? We got most of the wood cleaned up. I want to try and tackle this with the tractor tonight. I know it's dark, the lighting's not great. I got a couple of LED lights up, try and show you what I'm doing. So we did end up getting rid of most of our wood. Unfortunately, most of it was firewood. So we had pieces like this that looked pretty good. You flip them over, you see a couple little marks. It's actually carpenter bee holes. And when we look at them cross-sectionally, you can see just their entire length is full of holes bored by carpenter bees. And what I found is these almost sound hollow. When you start tearing them apart, there's nothing to them. For our columns, you know, you have like a piece like this. It obviously looks like it may have a little bit of rot. When you start looking at them from the ends, you have severe rot and animal decay. And then like this end here, there's only like maybe a 2-inch core that's still wood. The rest of that's just completely rotten. So unfortunately, most of this stuff ended up getting burned up. I've saved all the shiplap siding, and that's going to be resold to people, I guess, who are interested in it for crafting and stuff like that. Thanks to chip gains, everyone wants shiplap in their homes, so hopefully that'll be reused. The tin roof was in really bad shape. It all had a lot of rust, holes I could put my fist through. Almost every single panel was just completely ate up with rust. I ended up just folding it all up and scrapping it. It was not worth reusing. So this is a cement foundation that's left. As you saw earlier, I kicked it with a crock and knocked a portion this big off of. I'm not sure when this was poured or how it was poured. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of structure to it. So we're gonna come in with the tractor with our tooth bucket, and I'm gonna see if I can just knock these walls out. I've got a little bit of debris to scoop up over here. For now, we're going to leave the chicken coop on the other side standing until I figure out what I want to do with it. Once we tore everything off of it, it may actually be in better shape than I thought it was. So, all right, I'm going to grab the tractor and we'll see if we can get some work done. Well, that's not good. I was trying to spin some of the dirt away from that cement, and the tractor got hung up, and it bottomed out, and it looks like we knocked off the oil filter, maybe. Yep, we busted the oil filter. So that's going to put the brakes on this for the night. Hopefully the oil filter's all we busted. Gonna drop that blade down. All right. Let's see. I don't know how well it's gonna show up on here, but that is surely the oil filter busted and leaking oil. Transmission. I guess a transmission filter. Because that's hydraulic fluid. It's back on the trans. So it must have caught that wall when I rolled forward. Hopefully that's all I broke. I saw some fluid further up, but it might have all been off the same space. Because there are some lines down there, but I don't think any of that stuff got hung up on that. Well, shit. You know, and I don't have a spare. We'll get some gloves on, see if I can keep that from leaking anymore, since transmission fluid's about the price of gold these days. I'm gonna have to order another filter. As you can see, this is the damage to that one. The impact was hard enough. You can see it kind of actually bent this on the threaded portion. All right, guys, we have our new filter underneath the tractor. We just topped off the fluid since it was low. I guess we'll try getting out of here again. Hopefully without smashing up the tractor this time. That'll be a plus. feel like this looks too bad. Just for a few minutes work. Got the rest of that cement out of there. So we'll see what I can get done tomorrow in the light.